And I've been in this business long enough to know just how fragile it is. And the institution that I'm a part of, if someone said that one line of one opinion would be leaked by anyone, and you would say that, oh, that's impossible. No one would ever do that. There's such a belief in the rule of law, a belief in the court, a belief in what we were doing, that was verboten. It was beyond anyone's understanding, or at least anyone's imagination, that someone would do that. And look where we are, where now that trust or that belief is gone forever. And when you lose that trust, especially in the institution that I'm in, it changes the institution fundamentally. You begin to look over your shoulder. It's like kind of an infidelity that you can explain it, but you can't undo it. And I think you're seeing it go through any number of our institutions, whether it's in the political branches or whether it's in the universities. When I went to a university, to college, it was the fun place where you were not that well informed, but boy, you debated all night. And then the people with whom you argued.
Just like the Supreme Court.
No. No. But the friends that you made during that time, you kept for life. You pick up the arguments 10 years later, and you're still arguing, and you're still loving being around each other. You remember the bad pizza and too many mugs of beer, and a reason why many of us don't drink anymore. But my point is simply that even the universities have changed. I was at the University of Georgia about a year ago, and I met with a lot of students. And their question was, why can't we, in the general society, debate difficult things anymore? And I said to them, and these were small groups, I met with a group of 10 students, 15 separate groups for about an hour. It was very exhausting, but enormously informative. And I said to them that, to me, the epicenter of free speech when I was it was at the university. That's where you learned how to engage with people who disagreed with you. That's where you learned how to deal with ideas and address ideas that with which you were not familiar previously, or with which you disagreed. And it was back and forth, and I just loved it. And we called them rap sessions back then. And I said, but now look at your university. This is the University of Georgia. I said, how many of you can take a view on this campus of traditional families? And of course, nobody, or you got a lot of people staring at the floor. How many of you can take a pro-life position on this campus? Staring at the floor. And as you go on and on, you take positions that are obviously at odds with the current mood on these campuses. Now, this is where you learn how to deal with views that are different. Now, if you don't learn at that point, the law schools are just as bad now. At John's alma mater, Yale, they just...
Did you give your degree back again?
Yale does not recognize me.
Me either.
Okay. Oh, so we're in the same boat. But they just protested a group and made it very difficult for others to come, and certainly had a chilling effect. Now, Yale was, when I was there visiting, it was anything goes. Is you do your thing, I do my thing. And maybe too much of that, but it certainly wasn't prior restraint. And it certainly wasn't censorship. But here we are, where that's acceptable at one of the elite universities. And it's pretty much acceptable at all the universities. And if we're there with these institutions, how do we recover? So yeah, I do think that what happened at the court is tremendously bad. I think it's. I wonder how long we're going to have these institutions at the rate we're undermining them. And then I wonder when they're gone or they are destabilized, what we will have as a country. And I don't think that the prospects are good if we continue to lose them.